Okay, students, this week we are going to practice the distributive property. For some of you, it's new. For some of you have already seen it. That's good. So let's practice it. I'm going to do some examples here and then leave some for you. All right, so let's start with number one. So number one over here. So this says easy to medium problems. It doesn't really matter here, right? Remember that we are multiplying and we're remembering our order of operations, and we're also remembering that variables, numbers with variables and numbers with no variables cannot be combined. So that's combining like terms. So we're going to review that too. So we're using multiplication, you're distributing. So distribute that 7 with each of the terms inside the parentheses. So that's 7 times 1, 7, and then 7 times -8, because there's a minus here, right? So -8. So that is -56, and then you have that n there. And that's all you can do. That's the answer for that. The answer is an expression. So that's all good. Let's do something like 4, or there is no number in front of it. So that means that, yes, you do have a number. It's 1, -1. Then you distribute that -1 with each of the terms inside the parentheses. And remember your rules of negatives and positives. So that's positive times a positive, it's a positive. Negative times a negative, it's a positive. So these are all the same. They're all positive. Negative times a positive, it's a negative. And then positive times a negative, it's a negative. These are all different, so it is a negative. Okay? That happens in multiplication and division. All right, so let's do something. Oh, here, let's complete it. So -1 times 3x, that's -3x. And then -1 times -9, that's +9. And that's all you can do here because one has an x and the other one doesn't. All right, let's do something like number 7. Number 7, this is multiplication. So we have to distribute inside the parentheses with each of the terms inside. All right, let's do that. So it doesn't matter where it is. It can be here on this side or in this side. It's the same thing. As long as this is multiplication, you can distribute. So -9 times 5, that's -45k. And then -9 times -10, that's +90. And that's all you can do because you can't connect them. One has a K, the other one doesn't. Be careful with your signs though. All right, let's do another example from 9 to 12 over here. These have distributive property and you have to combine like terms to simplify each expression. These are easy to medium problems. Let's just, who cares, right? All right, let's do that. So let's do something like number 11. On number 11, the first thing that we have to do is multiply. So multiply what? This, -7 inside the parentheses. So remember order of operations, right? Now, we haven't touched anything with the -3, so we're going to just rewrite it and then multiply. -7 times -3 is +21, and then -7 times -6, that's +42v. All right, so my next step will be to combine like terms. So what terms can be connected? Those two, because those don't have letters, don't have variables. So then you subtract here. -3 plus 21, that is +18. And then you are left with this thing plus 42v. And you can't really do anything else because one has a v, the other one doesn't. Let's see. I'm going to leave the ones. So in here, remember, this is a 1 here. So you're multiplying a -1 first and then combining that for n. Okay, let's do something like more like this stuff down here. Okay, let's do 1 over here. I'm going to do number 14. So remember, there's a 1 here. So I have to distribute that, and then I have to distribute this one, and then combine like terms. So let's do one part and then the other part. All right, -1 times negative times +3a, that's -3a. -1 times +2, that is -2, right? And then let's do this part. -3 times 5a, that's -15a. And then -3 times +7, that is -21. And now you combine like terms. That means this one and this one get combined. And then this one, remember the symbol of the numbers in front of the number, right? We're going to go from left to right, like if you were reading, right? So now -3 minus 15, the ones with the A, that's negative, you add, right? So that because they're both negative, so you add -3 plus 15, that is -18A. Now we go negative, so this is done by. Now -2 minus 21, you add again, but your answer is negative. So -2 minus 21, that is -23. And you are done. This is your answer. Why? Because one has an A, the other one doesn't, so you cannot do anything farther. This is simplified, okay? All right, so how about something like very challenging? Doesn't look very challenging. Why doesn't it look very challenging? It doesn't look very challenging because they're the same type of problems. They just have bigger numbers, okay? So that doesn't mean that it's harder. But let's see what they mean about challenging. So let's do this one. So the first thing is multiply inside the parentheses each of the numbers here. And then we go -9 times 1, that's -9. Negative times a negative is a positive. 9 times 10 is plus 90n. And then the next side would be -2 times the -6n. And then -2 times positive 9, that is -18. And then you combine like terms. You combine this one with this one, which is from left to right, -9 minus 18, that is -27, and then 90. So now this over here, 90 minus 6, that is 84. So positive, so plus 84n. And you are done. That is your answer. Why? Because you cannot do anything else farther. All right, so I'm going to give you some problems. I hope you get help through this. Always, please ask me questions if you need to. Thank you very much.